Hey guys, welcome to Etsy Print on Demand Shop Reviews. This is episode number 75, and we've actually got a really interesting shop to review today. They're not just a general print on demand store, and they're not necessarily a single niche store. The way that they are approaching selling print on demand is it's not unique just to them, but it's unique in the sense that I've never seen it before or really thought about doing it this way. But it is definitely an interesting take. They are very specific in who their target market is. So you're gonna see when I show you the shop. Why don't we get to it? All right, the shop today is 50/50 Cotton. Custom designs on premium t-shirts to match your shoes. So that is their thing. They're matching designs on shirts to popular sneakers. So all the sneakerheads out there, you might recognize this. I used to love sneakers, but I feel like I grew out of that phase. I felt like it was more justifiable when I played basketball more regularly. Growing up, I definitely played ball all the time. And I still think that like the real sneaker heyday was back when I was in maybe high school in like the mid 2000s. So that's just my personal take. I don't know if everybody feels that way though. I feel like they're even like bringing back the old shoes, but let me know your thoughts in the comments. So I think this is actually really cool. Check out how they're doing this. They're literally matching the various like really popular shoes here with shirts and themed colored designs on shirts. And I'm not sure if it even goes deeper than that, like love thy haters. I don't know if that's something that maybe Jordan said. Aren't these Jordan 1s? I could be wrong, but I don't know. And here you go. Here's another pair of Jordans. I maybe in the past would have had these memorized. Now I'll just embarrass myself if it's not a pair that I've owned. You can see here, though, that also the way that he's doing or he or she's doing the thumbnails matches the color theme, which is a big selling point of these designs, right? It's that, hey, you have this specific variation of the shoe because a lot of these shoes come in many different color variations. So now this specific like color variation shirt is going to be relevant to you, and then they're matching with like gradients behind the scenes, like the yellow and black, the red and black over there, the gray and black. So I really like how they're doing this. These Jordans came out when I was playing basketball in like middle school, I feel like, and I can't remember if I had a pair or not. I think I might have, not in those colors though. Anyways, I love the concept, and I was like, but is this something that people are actively seeking out? All right. And that's where I decided to jump on over to Insight Factory. Now, I used the Yellow Thunder 4 search terms as an example from this listing right here that they offer on the shop. The Yellow Thunder 4 is what I typed in. And I didn't know what I was going to get, honestly. I kind of expected to see maybe just their, just 50/50 Cotton's listing and nothing else, as if like maybe this is just an original thought and it may not be successful. Maybe it will be successful. But ultimately what ended up happening was there's quite a bit of competition on some of these themes. You've actually got people doing similar products here, similar shorts. So they're actually doing the shorts as well. I'm not really sure what the intellectual property law is when it comes to using a cartoonized version of a picture of these Jordan shoes. Like personally, I would assume it's probably not the best idea, but you know, it's Etsy. People infringe on things like Disney all the time. So, you know, whatever, I'm not going to be the one that passes judgment. You can see here, someone's selling it on like shorts. And then there's very similar, you know, type products here where they have different niches. Again, not necessarily my expertise anymore these days. I feel like I'm kind of disconnected from the culture these days. But you can see here, you know, a yellow shirt that says the 4s. So I'm going to assume that these are Jordan Retro 4s shoes. And also, I kind of like the way that the competition here is doing it. Not that their mock-ups altogether are better than yours, but one thing I did want to say about when I'm browsing your shop, the way that you have the shoes rendered almost like on a relative basis, it's like to size almost, like or to scale. The size is almost to scale to the shirt, and then it makes me think you might confuse people into thinking you're selling the shoes too, when in fact you're only selling the shirt. But check out some of your competition. So it seems like almost like a validated idea. Again, some of these people are using images that they may not have the rights to use, and that could ultimately become an issue for them. I didn't see you doing that, but I did just want to mention that, we see other people out here doing similar things. So maybe there is something to this niche idea that you're pursuing. Also, one awesome thing about Insight Factory as a supplemental Etsy research tool is that you can actually, not only can you copy the tags from your competition, which helps hone in on finding the right tags to use, because then if you're running ads, for instance, the ads are going to benefit from you using good tags that are inclusive of search terms that people actually type into the search bar that are looking to buy what you're selling. But you can actually click, and if they have extra data on these products, you will get to see it in the listing details. So you can actually see this product listing was released on May 21st, 2023. It's got 12 sales in the last 7 days. So if you're like, oh, do I create a new product listing and a new design for the Jordan Retro 4s? Well, do some keyword research like we just did. Okay, 12 sales in the last 7 days. I think that's pretty good. Almost 2 sales a day. 837 views in the last 7 days. 19 new favorites in the last 7 days. All right. You can see down here additional keywords as well that maybe you hone in on. This is in addition to the tags, guys. And you can kind of drill down into each listing. They're not all going to have the extra data. Some of them won't, depending on how recent these listings were created. But all in all, like, this is the thing, right? Like, me as a YouTuber, I don't need to be an expert in every niche, but with the help of a tool like Insight Factory, I can come just copy paste some of the primary keywords. Like, I'm only looking at the Yellow Thunder 4, the Jordan Retro 4s, as the keywords here. But I would say this is validated as a niche idea, simply based on what Insight Factory is able to show me here. And you can do it all at a glance too. And don't forget, you can click these column headers like favorites and actually sort by most popular. But I mean, this person is just blatantly ripping off the Nike logo. Yeah, I definitely would stay away from doing that. And they've got a picture of Michael Jordan. Yeah, don't do that for sure, because that's just begging to get your shop closed down. But you can kind of get an idea of what the best sellers in this niche are doing right away. So definitely check that out, because I mean, if you're going to really build this shop out and scale it out, the sky's the limit. We know there's no limit to the number of sneakers out there, the number of different Jordan sneakers out there, even alone. And then each of them have their own like color variations. They're being re-released now. So you've got like retro, you've got originals. But if you don't know which ones to target, you could even like kind of expand your keyword search here to just Jordan matching shirt, maybe something like that. Jordan sneaker matching shirt. You would probably know the primary keywords to target better than I would, but to kind of illustrate that point, we'll just kind of really quickly look, and we'll sort by 7-day sales. Yeah, maybe my keywords weren't exactly the most optimal, but you can sort by 7-day sales. And if you have good search terms, unlike what I just tried to show, you'll be able to hone in on like what opportunities are best. And then of course they also have like they have an AI title generator, description generator, etc., which you can utilize in your product listings as well. Since it looks like your product descriptions are pretty generic, looks like probably defaults from Printify, right? So if you wanted to actually expand out, like I know I saw at least a couple listings in your shop. It looks like this one here, 8 people have it in their cart. So if you wanted to, because you don't have to go and manually update your descriptions on every single listing, but if you wanted to trick out the listings, like including the description on some of your best sellers, that's easy to do. And you can just jump on over here to Insight Factory and click like generate description, replace that, click generate product description, and then it's going to go ahead and create one for you right here based solely on the data that we give it, right? It actually functions better if you do what I just showed you a second ago, where you go from the Etsy product research screen, because it'll feed in all this data into the AI description generator straight from that page. So if you actually do it like this, it's got a lot more data to work with. And anyways, so back to your shop, I would say like your price point is definitely quite high for most print-on-demand t-shirts. However, I think you've done a great job, to your credit, framing it as a premium product. And I'm no stranger to going to like Foot Locker or Foot Action or wherever you buy shoes from, the Nike store, and seeing $35 t-shirts. So again, you manage the customer's perception when you create these listings on Etsy, right? From your background image to the design on your shirt to the mock-up of your shirt, right? To how you put the shoes in the listing image if you choose to do that, which I think makes sense in this case. So if you want to position yourself as a premium option and charge $34.99, go for it, right? Go for it. But I mean, the one other thing about that though is that we know on Etsy, if someone, the problem is I don't know what keywords I would even actually like type in to look at you versus your competition on some of these. But you're going to most likely have competition based on what we just saw in Insight Factory. And if they're undercutting you in price or using like the loss leader option, that could really work against you because, I mean, maybe it will, maybe it won't. It all depends on if people do associate higher price with premium product and then have the bankroll to purchase from you and not your competition. So you could, you know, I mean, obviously you're making a lot of money per sale here. You're making like $20 a shirt, I'm assuming, unless I missed something. I know I looked at some of your product listings here and it does look like you're using what, like a Bella Canvas? Yeah. So Bella Canvas through Printify, average price is probably like fulfillment, depending on the size, the color, etc. Probably like $10 and change per shirt. And then I didn't see free shipping. So you know what I mean? And then you're also pricing right underneath the Etsy $35 free shipping guarantee. So you're probably not giving free shipping, which means you're probably collecting $40 and making huge profit margins. But it's up to you. I mean, I was just going to say, this is a shop review, right? You want some feedback? Well, you might be pricing yourself out of some sales. That is one thing I would just mention. It does look like you're getting some traction though. I love that idea, the socks to match. That is actually really smart. And there's no infringing here, right? Like you're just taking the pattern from the shoe and putting it on the socks. I love that idea. I think you did a great job here with the mock-up as well. Again, framing it as a premium product. By the way, I checked out his website URL. You've got a coming soon page. You've parked it, and then you've got your Etsy shop linked. By the way, I mean, when you link your Etsy shop, it looks like you've got your, I think this is like got a URL like variable appended that tells Etsy that this is the seller looking at his own shop. You might want to actually restructure this link in case you ever do get somebody that does what I just did and clicks that link. You know, maybe just clean the link up like that, or you could even just do like $ref equals and then put your website 5050cotton.com. Just a thought, you know, from the web developer days. And it looks like you've got a nice social media presence here as well, 965 followers. And again, the way that you framed your primary mockups does translate well, in my mind at least, into social media. Not just a good primary product image, but something that you could also push to social media. I'm sure you know like what hashtags to use and whatnot, because it's going to be mainly associated with the product, the shoe that a lot of people already own, right? You're selling to the owners of those shoes. So anyways, I like the concept. I like the concept. It scares me a little bit that you might get in trouble and lose your shop, but barring anything bad happening, I do think your shop probably has a pretty bright future. It looks like you've got 55 sales. And if you're capturing these really large profit margins per sale, that's something to be proud of, because a lot of Etsy shops almost feel like a race to the bottom where you're cutting your profits in order to be competitive, in order to rank, and then hoping that one day you get to realize more profits because you have a good organic rank. You're not in the rat race. It doesn't look like, at least it looks like you're framing, a nice premium, high quality product and then reaping the rewards of that. So props to you. And guys, I hope you all enjoyed this Etsy shop review. It was different. That's one thing that I really like. As I head out, I wanted to remind you guys, I do have a full print on demand course that includes an Etsy module. If you have really high quality work that's working on Etsy, you should be selling it on eBay, on Amazon, on Walmart, etc. Redbubble, right? I have modules dedicated to each of those platforms. Plus I have research modules, design modules, a full automation module. You can find out more linked in the description, all in my print on demand course. Guys, thank you for watching. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe. And I will see you tomorrow with a new top 5 niches of the week video.